Hello. Hello everyone. So we are going to start two-port network lecture number 7. Two more lectures are required. That means 9 lectures are required to cover two-port network. So today we will revise what we have studied in the previous 6 classes, little bit revision, and then after we will go for the two-port. First of all, I will go for the transformer section, and if when we complete the transformer section, then we will revise and do some problem. After that, 2 classes will be for question discussion only. So Friday and Monday class is only for question discussion only. Okay, so I am going to discuss two-port network for transformer. Okay. So we have what we have covered to yesterday class. Yesterday class we have covered first series combination, series combination. Second we have covered parallel combination, parallel combination, and then series parallel combination, and then parallel series combination. And last, cascade or tandem communication. Cascade or tandem combination. In this case, Z parameter will be added. In this case, Y parameter is added, V and I, because KVL and KCL. So in this case, H parameter will be added, KCL and KVL, I and V. So in this case, G parameter will be added, and in cascade, transmission matrix will be multiplied. So these are the points which we have to remember. Next we have, today we are going to start transformer section. First we will discuss transformer section, and second, revision what we have studied till now, and third if time remains, question discussion. Okay, so first point is transformer section. So transformer section is very easy, and transformer section is asked in electronics, electrical and instrumentation, both, all 3 branches. So we are going to discuss first transformer section. This is our transformer. This is the mirror image of transformer. And this is the, this have N1, and N2. Then we have V1 voltage, I1 current flow will in this direction, I1 current flow in this direction, and we have a voltage V2 and I2 current flows in this direction. So always try to remember that we have to compare, so I will take two-port network, for this. Okay, so I1 current, voltage V1 and V2 and I2 current. Yes sir. So for that we have ABCD parameters. Why we are not connecting Z parameter? Why we are not getting Y parameter? So open circuit and short circuit condition. So here first of all we will calculate, good evening Bob, good evening. We will calculate ABCD parameter. First of all we will calculate ABCD parameter, because for transformer ABCD parameter calculation is very easy. So I will calculate ABCD parameter. So I2 current is entering, so I will take minus, because entering I2 current will taken as minus sign. Yes sir. So I2 will be minus. Then we have a relation in transformer that we have studied in 12th class. V1 by V2 is equal to N1 by N2. So V1 will be equal to N1 by N2 into V2. Yes sir. And I2 by I1, output by input, is equal to N1 by N2. In case of current it is opposite relation. So I1 will be equal to N2 by N1 I2. Yes sir. I will compare this equation. So when this equation is compared, A will be equal to N1 by N2, B will be equal to 0. So in this case, from first and third, what we will get? From first and third we will get A is equal to N1 by N2, A is equal to N1 by N2, and B is equal to 0. How? From first and third. Then in case of first and fourth, C is equal to 0, because there is no term for V2, and D is equal to N2 by N1, minus times. D will be minus times. So N2 by N1 minus times. So it will be transmission line matrix will be, for transformer it will be, we have calculated transmission line transmission line matrix we have calculated. So what is transmission line matrix for transformer is? For transformer is A is N1 by N2, B is 0, C is 0, and D is N2 by N1. So A, B, C, D, and here it will be N1 by N2 and 0, 0 minus N2 by N1. So from this you will calculate. Then they will ask what is Z parameter. Then they will ask what is Z parameter. So Z parameter in terms of ABCD we know that, or we can derive that. So they can ask Z parameter also for this one. So let us assume we are calculating Z parameter. We are calculating Z parameter. Okay. So what is ABCD? V1, I think I have not revised the formula. So I will go for the derivation. Because I don't remember that formula. I have that formula in slide, but I will not go for that derivation. I will go through the derivation only. Then we have Z11 and Z21. Z11 is V1 by I1, I2 is equal to 0. Yes sir. And Z21 V2 by I1, I2 is equal to 0. So first of all I will make I2 is equal to 0. I2 is equal to 0. Yes sir. First of all I will make I2 is equal to 0. Okay. If I2 is equal to 0, V1 is equal to A V2 and I1 is equal to C V2. Yes sir. So V2 by I1 is 1 by C. V2 by I1 is 1 by C. So from here you can see that V2 by I1 is 1 by C. Yes sir. C, sorry, 1 by C. And V1 by I1 is A by C. A by C. Okay. Then A by C. Then we have second case. I1, I will make I2 is equal to 0. Second case I will make I1 is equal to 0. Z12 V1 by I2, I1 is equal to 0. And Z22 V2 by I2, I1 is equal to 0. Yes sir. I will make I1 is equal to 0 in equation 2. So in this equation I will make 0. So 0 CV2 minus DI2. So V2 by I2 is equal to D by C. D by C. Yes sir. So V2 by I2 is equal to D by C. Okay. Then V1 is equal to A V2 minus B I2. Yes sir. I will put V2 in terms of I2. So V2 in terms of I2 is D by C I2 and B I2. Yes sir. So we have AD minus BC divided by C. So this one is AD minus BC divided by C. Yes sir. Then for transformer ABCD parameter is, so you can check here for transformer ABCD parameter. A is equal to N1 by N2, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0 and D is equal to minus N2 by N1. So if we divide by 0, infinite, 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 and this one is also infinite because all have divided by C and C is 0. So Z11 will be equal to infinite, Z21 will be equal to infinite, and Z12 is equal to infinite, and Z22 is equal to infinite. So we have infinite Z parameters. So you can calculate Z parameters also for transformer. So for transformer Z parameter will be infinite, infinite. And you can calculate Y parameters also. If you want to calculate Y parameter, you can calculate Y parameter. So Y parameter will be, we can go through the Y parameters also. So for Y parameter I am going for calculation of y parameter. So what is y parameter? What is y parameter? So y parameter, first case V1 is equal to 0. V1 is equal to 0, that means A V2 minus B I2 is equal to 0. That means V2 by I2 is equal to V2 by I2 is equal to I2 by V2 is equal to I2 by V2 is equal to I2 by V2 is equal to B by A. I2 by V2 A by B. Yes, sir. Then y11 is equal to, sorry, V1 is 0, so y12 is equal to y2 is equal to 1 I2 by V2 and V1 is equal to 0, and y22 is equal to V2 by I2 and V1 is equal to 0. Yes, sir. So I will use this concept. So here what we have, here V2 by I2 by V2 is equal to I2 by V2 is equal to B by A. What? B by A, sorry, A by B, and I1 by V2. So I1 is equal to CV2 minus DI2. So I2 will be replaced as CV2 minus A and by B into V2 into D into V2, D into V2. Yes, sir. A by B into V2 is equal to I2. So I1 by V1 is equal to V2 is equal to BC minus AD divided by B. So that means minus times of AD minus BC divided by B, and as we know that B is equal to 0, infinite. So y21 will be equal to infinite, y22 will be equal to infinite. Then we have second case. Second case is V2 is equal to 0. If we apply V2 is equal to 0, what will happen? V1 is equal to, so V2 is equal to 0, y11, V1 by I1, I1 by V1, I1 by V1, V2 is equal to 0, and y21, I2 upon V1, V2 is equal to 0. Then V2 is equal to 0, V1 is equal to minus BI2. So I2 by V1 is equal to I2 by V1 is equal to minus 1 by B, and I1 is equal to minus DI2. So V1 by I1 is equal to we have what we have. So V1 by I1 is equal to V1 by I1 is equal to minus V1 by I1 is equal to B by D. I1 by V1 is equal to D by B. So I1 by V1 is equal to D by B. But this ratio should have minus times. So minus times, so it will be plus. And this ratio should have also minus times. So it should be plus. Okay, no problem with that. Minus. So I will put B is equal to 0, infinite, So y11 is also infinite, y21 is also infinite. So y parameter is infinite for transformer. So for transformer y parameter is infinite, for transformer z parameter is infinite. Just 1 second, I will check. Yes. So y parameter is infinite, z parameter is infinite. So for transformer ABCD parameter is already defined, z parameter is not defined, y parameter is not defined. You can go through the formula or you can just derive the formula, then after apply the formula. So this is the one of the method you can do. Second thing is if transformer, if current is given in this direction, if current is given in this direction, then what will happen? I1 and I2 current is given in this direction. Then what is our point here? So just remember this. For this ABCD matrix will changed. For this ABCD matrix will changed. Okay. So we have I1, yes sir. We have V1, yes sir. We have V2, yes sir. And I2 is leaving. For this ABCD matrix is V1 is equal to, here I2 is leaving, so V1 is equal to A V2 plus B I2, and I1 is equal to C V2 plus D I2. Okay, so here I2 current is leaving, so I will take plus. Then V1 by V2 is equal to N1 by N2. Number of turns here N1 and number of turns here N2. So V1 is equal to N1 by N2 into V2. Yes sir. And I2 by I1 is equal to N1 by N2. So I1 is equal to N2 by N1 into I2. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. This is equation 3. And this is equation 4. So A is equal to N1 by N2 and B is equal to 0. C is equal to 0. D is equal to N2 by N1. N2 by N1. From first and third, and this is from second and fourth. So here ABCD matrix is, what? N1 by N2 and 0, 0, N2 by N1. No minus sign. No minus sign. So in this case, no minus sign. So you have to remember this point in formula or in somewhere. You have to remember. So for that, what you have to remember? If outgoing current, then what will happen? If incoming current, then what will happen? You have to remember this thing. If outgoing current, then what will happen? If incoming current, then what will happen? So this is for outgoing current. This is for incoming current. You have to remember or you can derive. So this is for incoming current. In this case I will write V1 is equal to and I1 is equal to AV2 minus BI2 plus BI2 and CV2 plus DI2. Yes sir. And in this case V1 by V2 and I2 by I1 is equal to N1 by N2, and in this case ABCD parameter will be N1 by N2 0 0 minus N2 by N1 minus N2 by N1. Yes sir. In this case V1 is equal to AV2 minus BI2 and I1 is equal to CV2 minus DI2. Yes. And we have V1 by V2 is equal to V1 by V2 I2 by N1 is equal to N1 by N2. In this case ABCD matrix will be N1 by N2 and 0 0 minus N2 by N1. So you have to focus on that. Plus and minus. Here plus, here it is plus. So plus minus sign you have to focus. Current direction will give you the direction. Yes sir. So this is our point which you have to remember in transformer. In transformer you have to remember this. Then we have mutual inductance concept. On the basis of mutual inductance you have to derive something. You have to design two-port network on the basis of mutual inductance. So what is the mutual inductance here? Yes sir. There is 4 possibility that this dot should be same side. Yes sir. And this dot will be opposite side. Yes sir. In this case current I1 is entering. Yes sir. I1 and I2 is entering. Here I1 is entering, I2 is leaving. Okay. Then we have also something like this. What? In this case I1 is leaving and I2 is leaving. In this case I1 is leaving and I2 is entering. So there is a mutual inductance between them, M. In this case also M. In this case also M. In this case also M. So there is a mutual inductance between them. If both have a dot side, this one is dot, so entering current, and this dot side entering current, so both dot side have entering current, then I will take plus M. What I will take? Plus M, because they have both have entering. From dot, both are leaving. From dot side, both are leaving. So same nature. So here also plus m. And in this case, it is entering and it is leaving. So this one is entering towards dot and this is leaving from dot. So it is opposite. So it will take minus. Here also, here it is leaving and here it is entering. So they are opposite. So it is minus. So minus plus, I think you have concluded that if they are entering, if they are leaving, if they are entering and leaving, if they are leaving and entering, what will happen? They are entering both from both dot, so they are plus. They are leaving from both dot, plus. They are entering, leaving from both dot, leaving, entering and leaving, so minus. Entering and leaving, so minus. Then we have one more condition. If dot is in opposite direction, if dot is in opposite direction, then what will happen? If dot is in opposite direction, then what will happen? So this one dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot and this dot, this dot. Yes, sir. So I will go through that. Yes. So this is the current. In this case it is entering, in this case it is leaving, minus sign. In this case it is entering, in this case also entering, plus sign. In this case it is leaving, in this case it is entering, minus sign. Entering, leaving, entering, leaving, and this one is also leaving, plus sign. So entering, entering, plus, leaving, leaving, plus, entering, leaving, minus, leaving, entering, minus. You have to understand first of all this thing. So you have to understand this thing. So these are the major point you have to understand. Then we are going to represent T network for them. We are going to represent a minus sign and plus sign T network. So first of all I will consider minus sign, then I will consider plus sign network. Okay. So for minus sign, yes sir, I will write this one is voltage V1, yes sir, and this one is voltage V2, yes sir, this one is voltage V2. They have self inductance L1, they have self inductance L2, and they have mutual inductance M, yes sir. So first of all I will write V1. V1 is due to I1, so L1 di1 by dt, and second, because of M, mutual inductance I2, so M di2 by dt, because mutual inductance is due to another one, so mutual inductance is due to I2 in first one and mutual inductance in second one due to I1. So this one is minus sign, so I will take minus because this one is entering, this one is leaving. V2 is equal to L1 di1 by dt, L2 di2 by dt, yes sir, and minus M di1 by dt, yes sir. So this is the point here. Then after I will take Laplace transform. I will take Laplace transform. So Laplace transform of first equation is V1s. V1s, initial condition is 0. So V1s, L1s, I1s minus M s I2s, and V2s is equal to L2s and I2s and minus ms I1s. Yes, this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Then we have V1s is equal to Z11s, yes sir, into I1s, Z11 into I1s, yes sir, Z12 into I2s, yes sir, and V2s is equal to Z21 into I1s and Z22 into I2s. This is equation 3 and 4. From first and second, from first and third, Z11 is equal to L1s and Z12 is equal to minus ms, and from what, from first, second and fourth, Z21 is equal to minus ms, Z21 is equal to minus ms, and Z22 is equal to L2s. Yes sir. Then as we know that what we know that Z11 is equal to ZA plus ZB, yes sir, and Z21 is, or Z12 is equal to ZB, and Z22 is equal to ZB plus ZC. In case of T network, we know that in case of T network this is possible. I will write in the next page. So these are the points which we will use in next page. So we have a T network. This one is ZA, yes sir, and this one is ZB, yes sir, and this one is ZC, yes sir. So we have ZA, ZB and ZC. Z11 is equal to ZA plus ZB, and Z12 and Z21 is equal to ZB, and Z22 is equal to ZB plus ZC, yes sir. Z11 is equal to what we have get, L1s, 12 minus ms, 21 minus ms, they are both equal, and Z22 is L2s. Okay, so from this equation we can derive ZA, ZB and ZC formula. From above equation we can derive ZA. ZA is equal to Z11 minus ZB, ZB is Z12, or Z11 minus Z21, because ZB is Z11 or Z21, yes sir. उसी तरह ZB is equal to Z12 or Z21, and ZC is equal to Z22 minus ZB, ZB is Z12 or Z22 minus Z21. So this is the point. As we know that ZA, L1s, Z11 L1s, Z12 or Z21 minus ms, and Z22 is L2s. Then hence ZA is equal to L1s minus ms, minus plus, ZB is equal to minus ms, and ZC is equal to L2s plus ms. So ZA is L1 plus m, ZB is minus m, and ZC is L2 plus m. So we have T network for this transformer. So we have T network for that transformer. So what we have? We have T network. So what is the T network for this transformer? T network for this transformer is for this transformer is L1 plus M minus M and L2 plus M. This is the T network for this transformer. Okay, this is the T network. Then we have what we have? We have second case. Second case is 4 plus M. What it will be? 4 plus M, what it will be? Plus M, V1 is equal to L1 di1 by dt and plus M di2 by dt. So, and V2 is equal to L2 di2 by dt and plus M di1 by dt. So, V1 is equal to L1s I1s ms I2s. Yes sir. And V2 is equal to ms I1s and L2s I2s. Yes sir. So इससे हम लोग रिलेशन निकाल सकते हैं. क्या रिलेशन निकाल सकते हैं सर? तो सर इससे हमारा आ जाएगा Z11 L1s. Yes sir. And Z12 and Z21 ms. Yes sir. And Z22 जो होगा that means L2s. Yes sir. Then after we have ZA is equal to Z11 minus Z12, so it will be L1 minus M into S. And ZB Z12 or Z21, so it will be MS. And ZC Z11 Z22 minus Z22 minus Z12, Z22 minus Z21 or Z12, so it will be L2 minus M into S. So we have this thing. L1 minus M, L2 minus M. Yes sir. So this is our two-port network for this transformer. Two-port network for this transformer. So we have derived this one also. So two-port network for a same side transformer is plus M. So plus M, for plus M it will be plus, for minus M it will be minus. So plus M it will be plus. If it is plus M, then it will be L1 minus M and L2 minus M. Yes. This is the condition for plus M. This is the condition for minus M. So it is minus. And this is the condition for plus M. So this is plus. So here minus M condition. So minus M plus. Here plus M condition, plus M minus. Simple. We have V1 and I1. We have V2 and I2. We have V1 and I1. We have V2 and I2. So this is the point for transformer. So transformer point we have revised. Then we have studied in the previous class, first class, Z-in formula in terms of Z. In second lecture we have derived Y formula. In third lecture we have derived H formula. In fourth lecture we have derived ABCD formula. So all formula we have derived in every class. So you have to remember, just remember this thing. That means Z-in in terms of H parameter, Y in terms of Z parameter, Z-in in terms of Z parameter, Z-in in terms of Y-in in terms of Y parameter, and Z-in in terms of ABCD parameter. We have studied derivation also, and we have to remember this formula. In some cases Y parameter is given and load impedance is given, so we can find out YL is equal to 1 by ZL. So we can easily find out YL. So YL is nothing but 1 by ZL. So if ZL is given, no problem. YL is given, no problem. So we can find out easily. So Y parameter and YL is given, Y-in we can find out, and Z-in is equal to 1 by Y-in. Here ABCD parameter and ZL is given, you can easily find out. H parameter and ZL is given, you can easily find out. G parameter and ZL is given, ZL is nothing but 1 by YL. So YL we can find out, and we can find out easily. This is not a big deal, this is not a big deal. So all are not a big deal. Then you will ask, what is delta Y, delta A, delta Z? So I can say that delta H is equal to H11, H11. So delta H is equal to H11, H22, H12 and H21. Delta G is equal to G11, G12, G22 and G12, G21. Yes sir. Delta Y, Z is equal to Z11, Z22, Z12 and Z21. And delta Y is equal to, delta Y is nothing but Y11, Y22, Y12 and Y21. And delta T, transmission line matrix, AD minus BC. So you can easily remember these points. So if you want to derive, I taught you derivation. If you want to just write down for the formula, remember this formula. So we are going through the which part? Revision part. So we have derived this, we know everything, so it is very easy to understand. In case of source, impedance is given and Z out or Y out is asking. So they are asking Z out or Y out. In this case they are asking Z in or Y. So you have to give according to that. H parameter and ZL is given, Z in you will calculate. G parameter and ZL is given, Y in you will calculate, and 1 by Z in is Y in. So Z in you can easily calculate. And then after Z parameter and ZL is given, Z in you can calculate. Y parameter and ZL are given, ZL is equal to 1 by YL. So you can formulate Y in. You can formulate Z in. Or you can relate this one also, Zn is equal to 1 by Yin. This formula you can also use. Yes, so you can write it down, or I will share PDF in my group. Second, this is output resistance or output impedance. Z parameter, Y parameters and ZS is given, H parameter and ZS is given, G parameter and ZS is given, ABCD parameter and ZS is given. You can easily find out. So you can write it down. After that I will turn it page. So pause the video and write it down the formula. Then we have VTH and ZTH formula. When ZL is calculated attached in second port and ZS is attached in first port. Then If ZL is attached in first port and ZS is attached in second port, then VTH and ZTH formula. We have done the derivation in the first class. In lecture 1, we have derived this. This is the parameter relationship. This is the parameter relationship. Z parameter in terms of Y, in terms of H, in terms of G, in terms of ABCD. And I taught you the derivation also in fourth class. Lecture 4, I taught you the derivation. Y parameter in terms of Z, H, G and ABCD. Delta T is AD minus BC. You can find out H parameter in terms of Z, Y, G and B parameter. Okay. I taught you in the fourth class, lecture number 4, ABCD in terms of Y, Z and H and G parameter. I taught in the lecture 4. This is in lecture 5 I taught you symmetrical network condition and reciprocal network condition. You should have to remember. This point you should have to remember. Then Z parameter for T network and Y parameter for pi network. You have to remember Z parameter for T network and Y parameter for pi network. You have to remember that thing. I have done this derivation in class 5, lecture 5. I have done this derivation in lecture 5. Yes, sir. So you just write it down. This is your short notes. Then symmetrical condition is, first of all they are symmetrical. So Zi is equal to Zd and Zb is equal to Zc, or Yi is equal to Yd and Yb is equal to Yc. This is for symmetrical network. Then we will apply the formula Zb plus Za by 2 and Zb minus Zc by 2, Yb plus Ya by 2 and Yb minus Ya by 2. I will use this formula in tomorrow lectures and I will derive this. We will solve some question. This is our series network. They have Z parameter, Y parameter, ABCD parameter we have derived. And I have derived this in lecture number 5. I have derived this in lecture number 5. I have not derived this formula. So if you want derivation, you can go through the derivation. If you don't want derivation, just remember it is a very easy formula. This one I have derived in the class. So this is very easy. You can derive in the class also. So in lecture 5, I have derived this formula. This all parameter. In lecture 5, I have derived this in all parameters, Z parameter, Y parameter and ABCD parameter. This is series shunt series network. So this one also I have derived in lecture number 5. I have derived this formula. You just write it down, and if you want to remember. If you want to do derivation, through derivation you can go through the derivation. I will go through the derivation because there is so many formula, it is very difficult to remember. This one is also series shunt network. So I have derived this formula in the lecture number 5. You can go through the playlist. And just write it down. This is short notes. for the shunt series shunt network. And today we have derived this formula, ABCD parameter and two-port network. So we have done so many things. So tomorrow class we will discuss some questions, PYQ questions. So tomorrow is our PYQ question discussion, and day after Monday is also PYQ question discussion. PYQ question is for electrical, electronics and instrumentation, all three branches. All three branches PYQ question I will try to take. It will be the class will be of 1.5 hours or 2 hours, maybe, I don't know, but it will be. So today what we have studied, transformer section. In transformer section we have studied ABCD parameter and T network. So in transformer section we have studied ABCD parameter and T network. T network. Yes sir. And second, we have done revision of all classes, what we have studied in all classes. And you can also go through that. You can also go through one more point. You can just write it down, one more point, that, one second. You can write it down, one more point, that series parallel condition. This one is series parallel condition. So for series parallel condition, what will happen? Parallel series condition, what will happen? So you can remember this formula. So this one is series parallel, series. This one is series. This one is series parallel. This one is parallel series. This one is parallel series and this one is parallel. Parallel. So first one is series. Second one is series parallel. Third one is parallel series. And fourth one is parallel. How we will remember this? In this case, V1 and V2 will divide. So Z parameter will be added. Z parameter will be added. So in this case, Z parameter will be added. Series parallel, series is V1 and here I2. So H parameter will be added. V1 and I2. V1 will be divided and I2 will be divided. So H parameter. In this case, parallel series. What we have? In parallel series, current I1 and V2 will be divided. So G parameter. V1 and I2. So V1 and I2, sorry. In this case, V1 and I2 will be divided. So here G parameter, sorry. Here which is divided? Sorry, ठीक है, okay. And in this case, our current I1 and V2 is divided. I1 and V2 is divided, so G parameter. I1 and V2 is divided, so G parameter. Here I1 and I2 is divided, so Y parameter. I1 and I2 is divided, so Y parameter. Okay. So how do you know that when we will use G parameter, when we will use H parameter, when we will use Z parameter? So this is series KVL Z parameter, KVL KCL H parameter, KCL KVL G parameter, and KCL KCL Y parameter. So you can go through like this. So first one is Z1, so V1 V2, so Z11 I1, Z12 I2, Z21 I1, and Z22 I2. Yes sir. Second one is I1 I2, so Y11 V1 and Y12 V2, Y21 V1 and Y22 V2. Then we have H parameter, V1 and I2, H11, H12, H21 and H22. Here I1 and here V2, here I1 and here V2. And in case of G parameter I1 and V2, G11, G12, G21 and G22. So here V1 and I2 and V1 and I2. First one is KVL, voltage, KVL, voltage, KVL, KCL and KCL, and this one is KVL and KCL, this one is KCL and KVL. Yes sir. Then we have this one is series, this one is parallel. So first one is series, and series, this one is parallel. This condition is parallel. So series, this one is parallel, this one is series parallel, this one is parallel series. You can easily remember this. Fifth one is cascade. In case of cascade, T matrix will be multiplied. Which matrix will be multiplied? T matrix will be multiplied. A dash, T dash and T, T1 and T2. So this one is T1, this one is T2. So T matrix will be in cascade T1 plus T2, T1 into T2. Yes sir. So this is cascade or tandem. Okay, I think now revision is complete. So we have done revision, and then after, thank you, this PDF will be shared in Sonu Sir PW group, and you can go through that also. So Telegram channel you can join Sonu Sir PW. Thank you.